Hello! So they say there's no time like the present to try something out, and the live weather in New York makes the present look something like a horror movie, or at least for aviation. So we are in the Bell helicopter on the pad on the edge of New York, and we're going to attempt to fly using the Tobii Eye Tracker to see how we get on. So let's get this thing off the ground. Get away from the pads. So, what does it feel like using the Tobii? Well, obviously you get a lot more sense of where you are. Should we go along the river? It would be nice if we had a nice day, but we don't have a nice day, so we might have to stay low to the water to stay out of the murk that surrounds us. It really is quite atrocious, isn't it? But how cool is this though? You do get a lot more sense of your surroundings with the eye tracker, it has to be said. New York looks quite horrific today, doesn't it? You wouldn't want to be out in this, would you? Except we are out in it. I guess we're keeping dry though, with being indoors in reality, in a nice warm dry room. Yeah, look at this weather. This is quite spectacularly bad, isn't it? Oh my word. There's no way a helicopter would normally be flying in this, I'm guessing. My word. I'm having to concentrate so much. At least we've got an attitude indicator though, hey? Yeah, this is where it gets dangerous, and this is where you have to start to rely on instruments. So I'm looking at the altitude, and it's just quite scary, isn't it? I guess if we loop back through the city, we can get back to somewhere. Although it would be nice to go out towards Central Park. Not that we'll be able to find it easily, but my word, this is dangerous. Look at the wind blowing us sideways. It's crazy, isn't it? So there's obviously the city over here. So if we follow out towards the city, we should find Central Park over to our right at some point. If my geography is anything like as good as it used to be. Oh my word. This is like a horror story, isn't it? Trying to navigate in this weather. There's the Empire State. This is the definition of not fun. I don't think I've ever seen the weather this bad in New York. So here comes Central Park down here. I know from past experience we can't land in the park. It doesn't really work. We could at least have a look down here though, can't we? See, as soon as we get low enough, we almost come out of the mist. Let's climb up over the top of these trees, back towards the city, and back towards safety. Having said that, we have still got to land, so which I'm trying not to think about too much, because it's not going to be fun, is it? There's the other side of the city. This is just crazy bad weather, isn't it? But accentuated by the Tobii Eye Tracker. Oh my word. So in the spirit of trying to make life as difficult as for myself as possible, to show really the Tobii in the most challenging of circumstances, you can't really beat this, can you? Rainstorm in New York. Should we play around in some of the buildings for a while? So if we let the helicopter roll to a halt. That is a huge advantage, isn't it, in the eye tracker, being able to look down so accurately onto the rooftops. go down the other side of the city to come back in towards the landing pads. I think we have to go through the city, don't we? It's more fun than going around. Whether it might actually be clearing a little bit, or whether it's just because we're in the middle of the city and we're being sheltered from it a little bit. Or maybe the wind is stopping, or the rain is stopping, I should say. I'm tempted to go and look at that church down there, but it's a bit tight. But this would be almost impossible to do without being able to snap look around and keep our orientation. It makes it much more straightforward. Okay, so we're almost back to where we started. There's the pads just coming around the corner here. So I'll go back out over the water and hopefully turn back in and get this under control and put it on the ground. So don't expect wonders from me with a nice neat landing, because I'm still learning. I hardly ever fly the helicopters in the simulator. As you can see from my ponderous... That will do. We're safe. Not quite on the target, but it will do. So you can see, oh, should we watch this guy come in? He's doing some stall practice, obviously. That was a nice landing, wasn't it? He came in very short there. Is he going to take off again? Yep. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. So that was flying the Bell in Flight Simulator using the Tobii Eye Tracker. And yeah, first test for me really. People have asked what's it like controlling a helicopter using the Tobii. It's very good. It's not as good obviously as VR, because you do lose out a little bit on your spatial awareness. Obviously VR is that much better again, but it's kind of good enough, and obviously you know you can do it very quickly just by pressing a key and you've got your head tracking working. So this was the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 I was using. Okay, right, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you again soon.